I'm Lee, and this week I had a pretty good plan on what I was going to do. And I realized I was out of tools. Really need to make some more punches and chisels. Not so much that, more specialty stuff. But I've been putting it off, and today I decided I would just make them on camera. Now I've been using older tools that I've just found. These are Craftsman chisels, there's some Pittsburghs, there's some random ones. And you get too close to the steel, your hand gets too hot, and plus you don't know what kind of steel this is. A lot of times they mushroom, the chisels don't last very long. Like this is my ball punch, just made out of a piece of rod that was halfway hard. And I need to change that. I need to make a couple things. Like here's a fuller that I made out of a coil spring. It's really nice and clean. It's got a long handle on it, about 9 inches. And this is what I'm going to try to make today, is just more of these long-handled, nice tools. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this with a cutoff wheel, and I'll get this heated up and get it straightened out. Got all my pieces cut up. Now I'm ready to throw them into the forge, and I use the vise to straighten these out. It makes it a little bit easier. You can use a hardy hole, whatever you got, but that's what I'm going to use. Alright, the rest can be straightened out on the anvil. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a hot chisel, but I'm going to run a long taper. Okay, I've got that thinned down pretty good. I'm ready to go ahead and normalize this one. This is what I want for a length, or skinniness that is. And I'm just at 1.25 inches wide. That's good for a hot cut. I'm going to leave it round out here on the end. I'm not going to worry too much about this up here as long as it's nice and straight. Not too worried about forge scale either, being it's just a tool. But I'll go ahead and let this normalize, and I'm going to make one exactly like this, so I'm not going to show you all that footage, but it's going to be my slot punch. So once I get it forged out, I'll show you what I do next. I'm at the point now where I need to start correcting this. I want a 1-inch slot punch, so I need to come back here and I need to start forging this down flat across the top. And to do that, I'm just going to make a mark on my anvil with some soapstone so I have a reference point, and then I'm just going to start forging this, correct it, and then just keep forging it down until I get it nice and straight. Pretty close to my 1-inch mark. I can file a little bit of that. Now I need to heat it up one more time, and I'm going to cut it with a chisel right across here. Make that nice and straight, and then I don't have to grind near as much in the end. onto my 3/4 slot punch. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to correct it as I go. If you don't want to chisel the end off, you can always run a hot rasp on it, which I kind of do in the end to clean everything up. It's a little bit faster. But that will flatten your end off and clean up your edges if you don't have a grinder or just want to do it the quick way. Now I'm going for a square punch. I just have to draw this out square the whole way. So probably take a heat or two, do some aggressive hits, and then go to my flat side, planish it all off. I'm going to take my edges off just a little bit. This doesn't make any cold shuts. Straighten everything back out. And then this one is ready too. I'm just going to run this as a square tapered punch. Now the next one I do, I'm going to do the exact same process. So I'm going to square the bar off, and once I get it squared, I'll come back because I want to make a 1/4 inch ball punch, and this is about a 1/4 inch. So I'll just round this off from here once I get to that point. I got my bar squared off. I'm slightly oversized because whenever I draw this out just a little bit more, rounding it off, it's going to squeeze the end of that bar down just a little bit. So I'm going to start at octagon. I'm really close to 1/4 inch, which is fine. I can always grind or file a little bit off the end. Now I just need to straighten it up, move on to the 1/2 inch, which is the same thing, just less of a taper. So I'll just stay up here and I'll have my 1/2 inch ball punch. I'll be back once I get that forged out. I'm a little bit pressed for time this week, so I'm not actually going to file any of these. I'm just going to put them on a grinder, and I'll show you the before and after. So, first up is my Hotcut. So this is where I forged out to. Pretty close. I just really need to put an edge on it, clean up these shoulders or these edges just a little bit. So once I get that done, I'll be back. Here's my final Hotcut. Now these, I don't think that they have any mechanical advantage. I seen it online. I thought it looked nice for a Hotcut. Chamfered the end. Nothing special. The only reason that I even did this Hotcut was because my other one is pretty thick down here. So if I'm running through heavier material, this thinner one is going to help me a lot. So now on to slot punches. Now for the slot punches, I really just need to make sure that this is good and flat across the ends. This one already is. This one will need a little bit of grinding. Then make sure the edges are good and round so it doesn't make any cold shuts. And then dress up the ends. Now onto the ball punches. Now I need to flatten off the ends, get rid of that little bit of fish mouth right there, and then round that off. So then I have a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch ball punch. Dress up the ends just like the others. Now the last one is this square drift. And all I really need to do is flatten the end off. The edges are pretty nice and rounded, they're not too bad, and then dress up the end. Now I normally heat treat all of that, and that's just for practice. The ball punches though are probably the only ones that really matter because they're only in the hot steel for just a second, so they're going to last much longer. Now the rest of them are going to be in hot steel, so it's just going to pull the temper and pull the hardening out of it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.